As a regulatory agency trying to regulate these issues and ensure the safety concerns are put into consideration, do you know, along the line, do you have any challenge trying to implement some of these regulations you put forward?
Yes, for sure, there are challenges. And apart from the fact that inadequate funding to be able to operate more effectively, is also there. We know that funding is not just a national issue, it's not just even peculiar to my agency, it's a global concern. And apart from that, we also realize too that there are quite a number of some civil society groups and some individuals who work closely with some other international bodies to try to discredit the agency that we want to kill Nigerians with GMOs. But I think that no individual can protect Nigerians more than the government. A government institution that is established to ensure that this product is safe. Instead of looking at another direction, you are targeting your attack on the agency. I think that is not fair enough. You see, the U.S. food security will crash if they don't apply modern biotechnology for their food security. So when you talk about the U.S., this technology emerged from the United States. I think almost 75 to 80% of their corn, soybean, they are all genetically modified. So if anybody is talking about U.S. banning GMOs, I'm not aware of that. I know even in Europe, they have always been citing that Europe does not want Europe imports massively genetically modified grains and other material, other genetically modified products for their food processing. So if Europe decides that they don't want to grow, does not mean like the genetically modified beans. As I said, it's not that the beans must be genetically modified, but because there's a particular pest that has affected it and been leading to reduction in the yield on the field over the years, up to 70 to 90%. That scientists went into discovery. They have not been able to achieve it using conventional breeding method, but through genetic engineering, they have been able to get that result. So if people are talking about, and another thing is that before you can produce any GMO that is acceptable in the area of safety and also stability of the modification, it can take up to 13 years. GMOs are not products you just sit at the back of your house and come up that you have produced GMOs. It's not like that. And the issue of food safety analysis is done. Environmental safety analysis is also done. And the socioeconomic issues are also addressed before these products come into the market. They are not just a product that will come in. The analysis and also look at it. The product must be substantially equivalent to its counterpart. The one that is genetically modified, the one that is genetically modified, they must have the same nutritional value and other comparative materials that can be verified. The only difference is the insertion of the gene for the modification. And I can tell you this gene that has been used to modify these beans we're talking about, this gene was obtained from what's called Bacillus thuringiensis, a particular bacterium that has been in the soil. Over the years, today if you touch the soil, it will attach to you. It has no history of medical challenge all over the world. So and again, the way the technology is, even though it kills insects, but the insect does not have the same, it does not have the same biological composition with mammals and even human beings. So these are biological verifiable evidences that can be traced to anywhere, in any high science laboratory in the world. So Nigeria coming out with any result, whether other countries have embraced it in the past or not, Nigeria should be able to break new grounds for other African countries, the world to actually emulate. Nigeria is going places. And I can boldly tell you too, the Nigerian biosafety system is a model for most African countries. So let's not discredit our own. Let's see how we can encourage us. And I tell you, the issue of green economy or bioeconomy will be driven by science and technology. And modern biotechnology is a key technology that will be applied. And I think the federal government has done what needs to be done. We've established National Biotechnology Development Agency, established Agric Research Council, and about 11 Agric Research Institutes. And other universities will be doing genetic engineering. So if you come up and say that all these institutions don't know what they are doing, I think it's wrong. And those who are accusing the process, I can tell you that they are ignorant or they are deliberate in what they are doing. And I told you before that there's a trade war. When scientists are coming up with crops that can defend themselves against diseases and pests, it means less use of chemical. And what happens to those companies that are producing chemical? They should modify their method. The world is saying there should be less production, release of chemicals in the world. It is these chemicals that are causing the issue of climate change. So we need plants, organisms that can be environmentally friendly. And those are to provide economic benefit, provide the safety, and also environmental, suitability.
What is the place of research in all of this before biotechnology is introduced? How do you go about it?
Yes, research is very key because it's research that you want to enable you to discover. Research enables you to see what are the challenges, how you can really solve it. Research is a solution-based approach. It's the only way that you can really discover. If, for instance, there's a particular disease, there must be a research. How do we combat this disease? If there are particular pests that are available, we must also research how can this plant or this crop be resistant to this disease or pest. Research and development and deployment are very key.